Most educational apps today drop you into an infinite library. They offer thousands of hours of video and endless quizzes, all designed to create the impression of immense value. But the math of the digital age is brutal. Information is now abundant. The cost of delivering one more video or one more document is effectively zero. When companies try to compete by simply adding more volume or better graphics, they enter a race to the bottom, where the only prize is a lower margin. This entire industry is built on a mistake. It treats the delivery of content as the primary goal, assuming that exposure to an idea is the same thing as learning it. You can see the symptoms of this error in the data: high user churn and a market where every platform feels exactly like the next one. Simply giving a user more information is a strategic dead end. Real learning happens when information sticks, not just when it passes in front of your eyes. To solve this, we have to look past the software and focus on biology. The real bottleneck in human development isn't a lack of data. The true scarce resource is usable recall. Knowledge is only valuable if it returns to you with clarity at the exact moment you need to use it. If it doesn't surface during a high-stakes meeting or a complex task, it might as well not exist. This is why we have to stop optimizing for content presentation. We need to build environments designed exclusively for memory retrieval. This is the difference between the legacy study aid and a true recall environment. The old model relies on superficial UI tweaks. It makes the digital flashcards look better, but it still requires the user to provide the brute force discipline to actually use them. The new model replaces those minor tweaks with deep behavioral infrastructure. It builds an active, high-momentum loop that makes the act of remembering feel like progress rather than a chore. The strategic goal changes. We aren't fighting for the most content anymore. We are competing for retrieval quality and the frequency of return behavior. Moving a product from a simple utility to an essential operating system requires active memory design, not just passive consumption. This environment is powered by the trimodal memory engine. It begins with flashcard compression, shrinking complex ideas into atomic prompts to keep the cognitive load as low as possible. Then it adds binge learning momentum. We move away from disjointed occasional study and instead create long, high-flow sessions that encourage users to complete entire thematic cycles. The core of the system is the method of loci. This is an ancient technique that uses spatial architecture to house information. Instead of reciting facts in a void, the user mentally places these compressed ideas into specific physical coordinates. When they need that information later, they simply navigate back to that location in their mind to find it. By imposing this spatial structure, the engine converts the tedious work of memorization into a process of mental navigation. When you combine compression and spatial structure inside a high-quality interface, learning becomes a desirable habit. This creates 4 strategic advantages. First, sophistication. Users find the system highly effective because their knowledge sticks, even if they don't understand the cognitive science behind it. Second, the desirable loop. The binge logic turns study time into a magnetic habit that users actually look forward to. Advantage 3 is integration. The recall engine acts as the functional bridge between the initial learning episodes and the surfaces where you actually execute the work. Finally, there is premium trust. High-end design and demonstratable results build the kind of trust necessary for long-term platform loyalty. These 4 pillars create a strategic moat, turning a commoditized tool into an indispensable asset. We are moving past the weak value proposition of content delivery and into a reality defined by recall. The value here is the emotional link between the user, the platform, and their own confidence in their mastery. The most defensible future for educational technology is found by monopolizing usable recall.